Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the returning episode of the Nabs Effect podcast. I am your host, Naveen Ganglani. I miss you guys. It's been a while. I'm super appreciative of those checking out the podcast right now, live on playback on YouTube and on Facebook. We got an exciting episode today. I can't wait to get into it. But first, I haven't recorded an episode in more than a week because I was in San Francisco for the NBA All Star Weekend festivities, so it kept me quite busy. I tried to do an episode right away when I got back to Manila. However, I was jet lagged, tired, had to catch up to a few things, and I didn't want to, half-ass it. But today I felt this will be a good returning episode because we're going to get some really good insight into college basketball in the Philippines, particularly from someone who has been in the news waves as of late, who reached out to me because he has the intention to clear the air and make sure people know what's really going on out there. So we're going to get to that shortly. I will share stories about my all-star adventure in one of the upcoming episodes. I can't wait to get into that. But first, let's dig in into the nitty-gritty of college hoops, which many of us absolutely love. Don't go anywhere. We shall be right back.
So, bro,
Bro, Brody,
can
my
you
guy, what's up?
can you
Yes,
hear me?
sir. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
What's up, my guy? It's nice to have you here. You're in the podcast for the second time. A few years ago, I had Brody on, and now he's back here to come on the pod. So, Brody, I'm not gonna dilly dally for too long. I know there's something you want to set straight, or the
Yeah.
record that you want to clear with all the noise that's going on out there and all the opinions different people have. So, the floor is yours, Brody. What do you have to share?
Well, technically, I have to give you guys a background how Phenom works because technically people don't really understand and they assume what they know, you know, on what they read, of course. So technically, I'm a basketball coach. I'm not really an agent. I became an agent for my because my players talked me into becoming an agent. So it wasn't really about that. Okay. Phenom is it is a group that we gathered together. Okay, not me, not just myself. I have Coach Joe Gabriel for my skills. I got Jerome Mello. I got Richard Paule, who's been with me from day one. The latest addition was Nadine. You kind of knew that too. So it's a mixture of everybody putting in stuff together. So the idea of Phenom is having everybody in one direction, which is player development, for the future of the players and all that. All right. So we didn't know that it's gonna be bigger. We just become bigger yearly. Yearly, we became bigger and bigger. Actually, it started as a recruitment program for the college ranks. So we made recruitment easier for college teams. So through the pandemic, it happened through the pandemic that I had 15 to 14 guys sleeping in my house, wrecking my house, actually. So you tend to be close to these you tend to be close to these players, they tend to trust you, and they were like, Coach, why throw us to people that we don't know the manager? Why don't you just do it? So I was hesitant because it comes with the job. It really comes with it. Like you take that responsibility, managing them, headaches comes with it. It's not gonna be like super smooth. Walang ganun. Kumbaga, problema ng bata, problema mo yan. Problema mo pa rin. So hindi siya nag-iiba. Kumbaga, damay ka sa problema nila because it's more of a relationship actually. It's like I have a lot of kids, a lot of sons. So what happens in their career? Of course, I'm concerned about it. And technically, they say it's a business thing. No, business will come when when they reach the pros. Right now, you're guiding them. So technically, even after ask all my PBA players on their first year contracts, even now, which is I just started PBA, being an agent for the PBA 2 years ago. Did I even took a cut or take a cut from them? Ask them. No. So don't tell me it's a business thing. It wasn't a business thing. All right. This is the time to plant seeds. This is the time that we plant seeds and we watch out for what's and we look at what's best for them. And again, at the end of the day, we let them make their decisions. I don't know why it keeps popping out like I'm like a tyrant dictating whatever it has to be dictate. I'm not a tyrant. I let these people or person, don't treat them as kids. I treat them as an individual and I ask them first, like, do I do you want this decision? This is what comes with it. This is what you treat them as a person. That's why, you can't dictate to them. It's their lives. So at the end of the day, we give them a voice. We give them that security. This is their safe zone, with my players. And that's the why we keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Players keep gravitating towards us because there's no hidden agendas. So when people like, okay, I'm gonna be upfront with you, Naveen. That interview that they had yesterday. Was it yesterday
The
with the
one
guy that
with Benny, that was from our last podcast episode, and we posted the excerpt yesterday.
yeah, he was like really, if you didn't correct him, he was like really after the Phenom brand, bro. Like for me, again, he reacted on what he read, right? But
Right.
and I know things in the media sometimes when just to sell that thing to make it snap, they rearrange a little something of the words. You know that, like, of
There's
course,
seasoning. Yeah.
you know, yeah. So it came out as I'm too aggressive, but Naveen, if I was a tyrant and Chris Gavina just sat in, how many players have UE lost right now?
They've lost
Everyone's
quite a
at
few over the last few years. Yeah.
no, I mean from Phenom.
Well, right now the Phenom boys are still
Everyone's
with UE. Yeah.
exactly. Wow, magical, diba? Really? Wow, right? Because I we
So
telling them,
yeah.
re-
So
yeah,
Brody,
go ahead.
just to clarify that, because now some people just believe what they read or what they see online, right? And about
Exactly.
New Year, the first week after the New Year, where after the holidays, people start wondering what's gonna happen in college basketball. I believe people saw your name in some news reports, and they surmised it, or the way they took it in was, okay, Phenom, they're going to decide whether their players stay or not, depending on who the school chooses, and the school might have even taken it the wrong way. But what really happened there at UE? Was it a matter of you giving the team managers a call and you're like, we want to know who the next head coach is, or was it, this is the head coach we want? How did that conversation go?
Okay, there was. Okay, I'll be giving it to you straight. There was no conversations with me and their management before the kids got there. It was always Jack Santiago and L.A. Revilla I was talking to. The reason I brought these kids there is because I knew the coach. I didn't really care about the school, to be honest. As long as they play my boys right and they're in an environment that's really nice for them and they can flourish, I'm all for it, regardless. I'm also from UE, to be honest. But at the end of the day, I was talking to Coach Jack, and I knew Coach Jack since I was young. I know LA because we hang out in the same circles. Of course, I will give my kids to people I know,
Mm,
and trust them like the way the parents, players entrust them to me, because there's a responsibility that I have to protect. I won't. And
correct,
here's the
correct.
thing, though. They won't tell you this, and I'll tell you this right now. Precious passport wasn't even ready, and you gave up on him already. It was Jack Santiago who finished that passport for him to play. So we owe Jack Santiago a lot.
Mm,
You don't know this because it's behind the scenes, and they're like, "Oh, we want what's best for our players." Technically, no. You gave up on him already. You said you could him play, but Jack
Jack even
Santiago
was paying
did the
their allowance from his own pocket, right?
exactly, exactly. So what? You get me though, right? What? Uh,
So,
but
right,
the thing is, Naveen, it's like this. We respect the school and their decisions. We will not tamper with that. Right now,
correct.
they picked Coach Chris and the staff. I'm all up for it. Coach Chris, me and Coach Chris are been talking back and forth, and bro, the guy is classy. I have nothing to say. I met with the boys. I talked to the boys. I was like, stay, give him a shot, give him a chance. Regardless of what your situations are, please give him a chance because we have to give them the respect that they need. It's always like that. It's always like that. And to be honest, it's like if you look at it, Alex Cabagnot's there, and Alex Cabagnot is representing Philam Nation, and I'm Phenom.
Hmm.
So but the thing is, what did I tell the boys? We respect everybody, Coach Alex and everybody, because they're there to help you guys. You know,
So
because
your goal,
it's easy to put me in that picture.
yeah,
Go
your
ahead.
goal was you just wanted a coach who would help. This one, you and I had conversations about this. You weren't dictating to UE who the coach would be, but you didn't want an old school mindset of
No,
a coach. Why is that?
no,
What were your
it's like
reasons?
this. Well, I've been in the basketball circles for a long time. All right, from a long time. I started mopping floors and doing things for free and coaching for free and being an apprentice and all that. And they can tell you that. And when you're coming up the ranks, you tend to see how people are. They're not just names. You see how they are and how they treat people. And I gave you the names that I don't want to like handle my kids because I've seen them how they treat people.
Mm-mm.
So I don't want my players to be exposed to that.
Correct.
So these are my kids. These are my kids. My biological son and them have no difference. I treat them all as my kids. I'm very protective of them, of course. But at the end of the day, it's their decisions, it's their life. Even sometimes I don't agree with it. I have to support it. That's the way it is. Now with the UE situation right now, we're happy. It's Chris and Alex is there, and Derek Hubaldi's there, which I knew him also when I was growing up, and I'm okay. There's nothing bad I can say about the program. I just let my players decide. That's it.
So, Brody, also now, w- there are people who want to ask questions, and I'll get to that shortly. And I'm really appreciative of those asking questions. There's one thing I want
Yeah.
to know though, because the last few days, I've seen people commenting on videos I've posted online na bakit yung mga college players, yung mga amateur players, even if they're in high school, even if they're not pros yet, why do they need a manager or an agent at this young of an age, right? So what's your perspective from the manager side? Why is it important for student athletes in the Philippines, in the perspective of college basketball right now, to actually look to managers and agents even from an early age? What does that do for them?
Okay. I can only speak for myself. All right. I cannot speak for the rest, for the other guys. All right. Technically, in Phenom, the whatever contracts that we have, it only starts after college when they're the pros. So technically, they're just coming to me for guidance. So it doesn't really work. I mean, it doesn't really it's not the contract's not active right away. It only becomes effective after college, after once you become pro. All right. So for me, it's just like having based on my players, they come to me because they know they already know, they trust me on how I see things and how it works. Coach, what do you think about this? Coach Brody, what do you think about this? So, and with me, which I have no filter. I'll say what I want to say, and I'll say it the way you say. If you take it the wrong way, that's your problem. That's not mine. You know, but I be I'm 100%. I'll be honest with them with all the situations at the hand. So that's and and their parents, for some luck or in some reason, they trust me with it, and they be like, no, just let Brody, we trust Brody, it's up to him, what. But the thing is, I don't decide for them. I only give them
Mm-mm.
options, like, okay, if you do this was, if you pick A, this is what's going to happen. If you pick B, this is going to happen. If you pick C, so I'm giving them choices at the end of the day. But the thing is, they have to make the decision, because it's their, again, I'll go back to it. It's their lives. I have to support, even if it's a good decision, good. If it's a bad decision, still good. I'll still be with you. I'll still guide you through it. I'll struggle with you. Fine.
Now, yeah, we got a question here, and we're gonna get to the other questions, but I want to get to this first. John wants to ask, who are the current NCAA and UAP players under Phenom?
Um, NCAA, 80, almost 80% of CSB. James Payusing, Inigo Torres, Chris Hubilia, who else? Letran Deoquahao, Nathan Monticelio. There are guys sooning to be with Phenom too in the NCAA ranks. We got Jethro Reyes from Lyceum. We got Marcus Dimonahan from San Sebastian. It's a lot, bro. Like with UAAP, well, technically 80% of the LaSalle guys are mine too. I got players now in NU, Jolo Navarro. I got players in UE, which is John, Precious, Ronji, um, Nico. 30 is gonna be one of them guys already. I got Despi. I got, big boy. It goes on and on. But
Yeah.
there's a lot, bro. There's a lot from the college ranks, because this is the time that this is the time during the pandemic that I recruited everybody. In UST we got more Alao, Mike Mara, Ice Denting, the new import Peter Osang is also mine. So ours, I mean, like me and my teams. But yeah,
So the big question right now, particularly with how the UE coaching search has gone, was about Precious. And correct me
yeah,
if I'm wrong, Precious has been training with the Red Warriors recently, even after
yes,
Gavino's
of course,
appointed,
yes,
right?
yes, yeah.
So based on the practices
He's there. He's
Precious
been
has,
always there.
yeah, based on the practices, has he liked the new era under Gavino so far?
Well, I haven't talked to Precious about that, but we're gonna probably see each other this coming week. But I talked to John, because when John arrived, then a while ago we were on the phone together. They're happy. They're happy with it. They're happy with Coach Chris. And there's a mutual thing, because Coach Chris is Phil-Am and John's Phil-Am too. So, Alex is also there to guide him. There's a good, connection right away with them. With the locals, they're the local guys like Nico and them are happy also about it. Again, it's about them giving them a chance. But going back to Precious, I have to talk to him in person to really know. I have to look at him in the eye, because you know how Precious is. It's just like very you have to talk to him straight. But I think it's fine with him too. I think he's okay with it too. To be honest.
So can we say that for now, Precious is staying at UE for now?
Yeah. Yes. For sure. For sure.
All right. And someone here asked in the comments too, what's the context that you can share about John Abate receiving MPBL offers? I believe there are even still some offers in the table if he wants to go MPBL,
Well,
right?
there's still some offers, but yes, there's still some offers for John. But the thing is, John is a good kid. He will not, he loves the UAAP. All right, John loves the UAAP. He loves UE, but he loves UAAP. So I'll just put it at that.
By the way, shout out to our guy Kian Baklaan watching this episode right now on Facebook. Also, Sir Jacob Lau, thanks for tuning in, and of course to everybody else watching this podcast episode right now. Brody, you can say definitely brings a crowd. Another question here from Sir Boss, who does not want to reveal his name, so we'll
Yeah,
call him Sir Boss. This one is
yeah.
something that I think people want to ask. Is there any concern of losing players to Phil Am Nation now that Gavina and Cabagnot are at UE?
No, I'm very secured with my players. It's a family environment, and Phil Nation's a classy organization too. So they're not gonna do that. And Alex is also there, and I trust
Exactly.
in Alex to be professional and all of that. And I can't judge. I can't judge, and I can't accuse them on anything that they haven't done. I can only speak for my own knowledge and my own experiences. There's things I've been hearing, but at the end of the day, it's hearsay. Like the way Benny was like all the way phenom this, phenom that. But if I was in his position and I heard like, oh, you overcharge your league, or you don't pay your employees on time, and I heard that, and I'll be like, but again, it's not of my business. At the end of the day, it's none of my business. But the thing is, I can only speak for my organization and how we run it, and how with my players and how we guide them. But other than that, I cannot, if they choose to go somewhere else, go ahead, go ahead. I can't, I won't stop them.
All
But
right. Well,
again, yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I appreciate all the questions from our viewers. Keep sending them in. We'll ask them. Another one here, CSB related from Pancho. Is James Nakua
Yeah.
still with CSB?
Well, James is currently finishing his grade 12 in Sydney.
Australia,
But
Sydney. Okay.
I can assure you he's gonna be in a green school. That's all I can say.
So it's either DLSU
Yeah.
or CSB.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah.
I mean, Terra Firma's also green. Are you saying he might go to Terra Firma?
But yeah, if he wants to, why not?
All right. Sir Boss, another good question here. With 80% of players at DLSU from Phenom, do you feel any pressure of their success versus UP? Since Phil-Am Nation players are there and a lot of UP high tier players end up there. Do you root for the schools or your players?
Well, I have to root for the program. I have to trust Coach Topex, and it's been a good relationship with Coach Topex from day one. He took the captain, wheel. He takes the lead, and I trust him with it fully full trust with my players. And I appreciate him for always looking at me and looking at the players to take players for LaSalle. It's basically when it comes to UP, and Goldman's a friend too. We're here. We're all friends at the end of the day. There are players there who's technically gonna be with Phenom too, like Eli Andres and all that. LeBron was originally with me, but it's fine though. But I have players there like JD. JD's really close because we used to be together in Green Hills. There's a lot of history behind that, but at the end of the day, bro, we can only do so much. The players will play, the programs will do whatever they want. There's no pressure. At the end of the day, my players win. I'm there for them. They lose. I'm still there for them. It's always a family vibe. But like I said, I'm very grateful for LaSalle and Justice Reyes, and because he's the one, and Boss Mans are really the one, pivoting that recruitment thing with, and of course, Coach Topex. Like for the trust and everything for through the years. It's just like I'm very appreciative of him. Like it goes also, with the other schools that always trust us with our players.
Another question here from John. Any truth to Nico Muling Tapang inquiring to go back to Mapua?
Nico's in love with the UAAP. That's all I can say about that. Nico is a classy kid. I knew him since we were in Zobel. He was like 12 years old. The thing with people though, like with the program, I knew these kids when they were really kids. So I have an advantage with them already. Like I know them. But Nico is a classy kid, and he'll he'll fulfill his commitments with UE. The last time we talked.
Well, good to know. That's a piece of good news for the UE Red Warriors, right? Now, Brody, like
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
mentioned, and we'll get back to some more questions later. like you mentioned, you've seen the growth of college basketball over nearly the last 2 decades in basketball in the
Yeah,
Philippines. Recruitment, the
yeah.
the bringing in of foreign players to bolster talents and bolster rosters. What are some of the changes you see in college basketball that you think are good and that you think are bad?
Well, college basketball is never as popular as now. Like right now is like, the epiphany of like popularity with the UAEP and NCAA. A lot of people, you can see the crowds. It's packed even if it's not the semis or the finals. With the college basketball right now, it's it's a double edged sword. It can go, it could tip either way. You know, it all it the people wants to watch the drama of it. Recruitment is drama.
Mm-mm.
If who's transferring who's gonna face who, it's all, people love, they love that. And that's why we got followers when it comes to the college level. But right now, with the college right now, college levels right now, it just tends to be more exciting right now compared to whatever it is the other leagues are doing. And they're not slowing down. They're not slowing down. They just keep on going, and I feel like, people. Let's just put it this way: when September begins, weekends are always stacked. Families always watch games and all that. So in a way, humihinto ang mundo pag nagsisimula na UAAP and NCAA for
Yes,
us. You know.
correct, correct. So, what are the things that you would say might be a little scary or not exactly for the best?
What, can you say that again, please?
What are some of the things that kind of concerns you as a sports agent and a coach for these young boys in terms of where, because now everyone is always quick to judge and say, ah, pera pera, money money, everything's about money and offers and whatnot, right? And
Yeah,
some people are
yeah.
scared that with the money factor coming in, it could, for the lack of a better phrase, ruin the spirit of the game. Do you think that is a concern that the
Okay.
money factor can ruin the spirit of these kids loving the game of basketball?
Well, with the money factor, I don't believe that much. It's how you treat your players. If you're honest with them, with your program, and the way you sold your program or you recruit your players from day one, and you're abide by your word, that's not supposed to be the issue. You know, because again, it's not the whole thing. It's People tend to like focus on things because right now, the 2-year residency for the UAP move. You think it's gonna stop recruiting? Literally, you think they're gonna stop? No, they're not.
No, yeah.
Real talk though.
Real talk, yeah, for sure. Now, we got another question here, and this one kind of.
It's
Go for it. Yeah, go for it, Brody.
real talk. Yes. No, no, don't go
Oh,
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
all right, all right. Well, this one kind of goes back to your roots. Any thoughts on what happened at the Red Cubs, which became an exodus to UST?
Well, with the Red Cubs, all right. This is what happened with that. I was, like I said, same thing with Jack. I was bringing players there because of Coach Ato. I was bringing players there because of Coach Manu and Boss Jarvis. All right. When they leave or they left or whatever happened there, of course, I will not leave my kids with people I don't know. Again, we go back to that. I will not leave my kids to be exposed to people I don't know. It's plain and simple. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Call a spade a spade. I don't really care. I will not leave my kids to people I don't know. There. I hope I answered that.
I think that was pretty. self-explanatory. Okay, someone has asked this question a few times. So, any Mikey Williams update?
With Mikey Williams, it's hard to speak about it, but let's just wait and see. But there's movement, so
Mm-mm.
let's wait and see. Let's not jump the gun. Um, you know, let's wait and see with Mikey.
You did say you are working with a lot of the UAP teams, LaSalle, UST, just to name a few, and new to some
Yeah.
degree. So, any hints of new recruits or new players you might have coming in? Like, I know you can't reveal everything, but whatever you can say, any teasers of some guys you're bringing in?
Well, there's gonna be NCAA to UAAP movements. There's gonna be NCAA to NCAA movements, and there's gonna be UAAP to UAAP movements. Is that okay?
Okay, okay. Well, but you're talking about transfers.
Mm.
I'm wondering how about new guys from abroad coming into the Philippines?
Well, that's the exciting part because I haven't. If you know me very well, I don't sleep. I work at a clock that
Oh yeah,
it's over
I've
the
had
overseas
some.
clock.
I've received some messages at random times, so I know what you're talking about.
So I don't stop talking to players and having them come over and explore the UAP or the NCAA. It's always been like that, bro. You know, uh, let's just say recruitment never stops.
Recruitment never stops. Okay, okay. Any okay, you mentioned there are a few potential transfers and people seem to be thirsty in the chat section. So why don't you just drop a hint? Just one tiny cookie crumb that people can kind of cling to.
I can't because it might affect things. So it's just like some of the main guys are not gonna be in their current school in a few months. That's it. That's all I can say. Main guys, yeah.
All right, all right. Let's respect that. And if you guys want to know eventually what that news is gonna be, you guys just tune into my social media. I'll find a way to get out of Brody in the long term. One thing I do want to ask Brody is there were questions if James Payosing was coming back to San Beda for season
Mm-hmm.
101,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like
Yeah.
he is returning.
Yeah.
And
He
you
is. He
can
is.
confirm this, you cannot if you don't
Yes.
want to, but I believe the
No. No.
plan is
No.
for him to come
I'm
back.
confirmed.
Yeah, he's gonna come
I'm.
back. Yeah, and then do a one
Yeah.
and done in the UAAP, right?
Well, I can't say nothing about that, but he's coming back this year because he talked to me about it. He gave me his reasons, and I told him it's your life, bro. Like I'll support you, but at the end of the day, and Yuri's a former teammate of mine too in high school, so he's Yuri's a good guy. Coach Jude was my college coach too, so there's nothing bad I can say about him. It's a program. It's a rich program. My father played for it. You know, so if James chooses to stay with them more, then I gotta support that. Basically, but the coming plans for the coming ahead. I'll leave that just for James to announce whatever he's gonna announce.
Was there interest from UAAP schools before James decided to go back to San Beda?
There's a current one. There's a current UAP school that keeps calling him, but I won't name it. But you know, uh, I'll just put it at that. There's someone who keeps calling him too. Yes,
Final four contender.
more of a final contender.
Oh, a finals contender. Well, I can think
Mm-hmm.
of only two, maybe three finals contenders. So I maybe I can surmise it, but
I'm just leaving it there. I'm
um
just leaving it there.
yeah.
Again.
So what happens, Brody, in situations where let's say you have a player and they're phenom and they're in the NCAA? or they're playing for a UAP team that's not as financially loaded as another team, and then they get an offer and they call you and they're like, Brody, this team offered. Tumawag sila, ganito, ganito daw, itong amount, this much allowance, all of this. What's your first reply to your players in situations? How do you get them to
Well,
kind of
uh,
stay even?
no, I have to ask them where their heads at first. How do you take this? How do you feel about this? The first thing I always ask them, how do you feel about it? So when they tell me this, then I come in like some teams that may do that can offer whatever, whatever. But the thing is the playing time, you know. If you made your name, if this is me, this is basically just me. If you made your team, if you made your name on that team, and might as well just stick it out, because money will come in the pros. Just stick it out. Unless it's like they change coaches and they're not playing you, then you got my full support and transfer. You know, but the thing is, just play it out. There's a reason they trust you. They gave you that chance. Play it out with them. Give it back, regardless of what. Because again, the money's to be made in the pros, not amateur, not college. You know, make your name really good. Stack your numbers, stack everything up, and you're gonna get a good offer once you're done with playing college. That's it.
In your opinion, what led to LaSalle's loss against UP in the finals? How did UP outplay LaSalle?
Well, it's hard to say. It's really hard to say, bro. Like these two teams are equally matched. It could have gone either way. It could, and you got good coaches. You got Topex. You got Gold. It could have gone either way. You know, um, it's hard to say because when you're not on that seat and you're not analyzing everything from the inside, it's easy to speak from the outside. From your if you're in the outside, it's easy to speak, but it's hard, bro. It's hard, but both teams are very well matched. It could have gone either way, bro.
So what's your prediction for season 88?
Season 88. Basically, it's gonna be the same Final Four teams, and you'll see it from there. I think NU is on the rise again. I kind of really feel that they're gonna be, going for it. USD just got depth because Eman Galman's there. So some of our boys, you can. And Peter Osang is underrated, but he can really, really play. You know.
Is Peter gonna be the FSA with Tonkara still not
Well,
yet in
well,
the
well,
country?
well. Hopefully, because he's phenom. I'm gonna push for him, of course. Hopefully.
How about in the NCAA? What's your prediction?
Oh, the NCAA is tricky though, because everybody got stronger. Like
Mm.
everyone got stronger. You got Letron got stronger. You got Perpetual got stronger. Clint is coming back for Mapua. You got Benilde who nobody left. Liwag still there. Enot and Sanchez are still there. So you got Gaspay playing already with Moore and Sean O'Malley. So um, but the thing is with the NCAA, it's exciting because you'll never know who's gonna end up on top. You
Mm.
know, because it's very balanced this coming year. But again, Charles is my boy. I gotta root for Charles, and so as Allen's my boy, I gotta root for Allen also. So I'm just like sitting back and enjoying how pure basketball is played, though.
Do you think this is Charles's last year with CSB?
I don't know. I haven't asked him about it, bro. But siguro naman hindi. I won't. I don't want to think about it right away because again, If he leaves, who's gonna be the next coach again? Yun na naman problema ko.
That's another question that you will have to deal with.
Yes, diba? Ganun na naman. So, yun lang naman. Di ba? Di ba? It's the same thing. I don't know. But the thing is, with Boss Frank backing that up and he's still with CSG and it's always gonna be, when you have financiers who are unselfish and who always helps the program, iba iba talaga, especially, the boss and they're lucky because not all programs have that. Basically that's it, bro. Like for me, your program can only go as far as your support. You know, that's it. It's the bread and butter of the whole. Even recruitment, they always say, "Oh, Brody, you're good at recruitment." No, I'm only as good as my bosses and my financiers. That's all. I'm not good. I technically I'm nobody. You know,
Correct. Correct.
I'm just put in a position to get a job done and recruit players. But the thing is, if I have nothing to offer, there's nothing I can do.
There's someone here who says that Anthony Brodett is like the Rich Paul of the Philippines. Do you agree with that?
That's a tough call now, bro. Rich Paul's rich. I'm poor, so that's magkaiba yun.
So,
Yeah, but the thing is, kasi right now it's like when you're an agent, voila, I had to accept that this time when you're starting out, it's I know it, planting seeds, and you have to
mm,
look at things like my mentors always tell me. You have to look at things always long term. Wag biglang kabig. These players, let them grow into them, support them, in every way that you can, and eventually it will come back to you. If it doesn't, it's okay. At least it's your choice to help. It's fine. But at the end of the day, you do things because of your choice. Wala naman nagpumilit sa akin gawin to eh. I chose this. This is the calling that I chose, and I'm sticking with it. And I had players from day one that are still with me. Like when I started coaching, and like Jacob Lau was my first player, and now look at him, he's a boss. And Jeremiah Gray, since he was 14, he's my nephew. Look at him, he's back. He's almost going to be playing for Ginebra again. Mikey Williams, back in 2015, everybody thought I was crazy when I was telling them Mikey's gonna like let her rip. Now look who Mikey is right now. LeBron Lopez. I got him from Las Piñas back to Los Green Hills. But the thing is, it is what it is, bro. Like you plant seeds and you move forward and you try to. I'm blessed because I get to help kids and I get support. I get support from my bosses like Blue Fire, SGA, and all that. Like they help me in things. Like I ha- I can ask for more, bro. Like you know, basically.
so what's your ultimate satisfaction? Or if I have to ask, what's your why in what you do and everything you do? What is what makes you do it every day when you wake up?
It hits you different when your players are performing and you were there when they were struggling. John Abate, John was supposed to be here with a different team, and and that team didn't, like said, oh, we're gonna need John. Then you see John playing his best game against the defending champions in the UAP and beating them, and he has scored. Okay, my why is proving people wrong. There, that's my big why, and it's satisfying as ever. You know, like they said, Precious was supposed to be in LaSalle, and the old coach said he's too skinny. He won't dominate. What now? What now? What? Tell me what? It's always good proving people wrong. That's my why, bro.
Well, that can be a pretty motivational chip on the shoulder when that can be your why. And you seem to be doing that every single day. And we really appreciate you, Brody. Thanks for coming on the podcast and clearing the air
Thank you.
about the different things and
Thank you.
sharing a lot of insights. Um, Anything of a teaser about projects you've got coming up or plans you've got coming up for the rest of the year that you
Well,
want to share about?
we're gonna be starting recruiting overseas. We're gonna be doing programs overseas. We're gonna be visiting other programs. But basically, it's just the same thing. What if it's working? Why try to fix it, right? Again, we're in the business that we know we will not satisfy everybody. We know that when you're trying to do the right thing, that doesn't go well with everybody. But the thing is, the hell with everybody. As long as I got my boys, we're good. You know.
Awesome, awesome. That was Anthony Brodett of Phenom Sports Management. Everyone, Brody,
Thank
thanks
you.
for
Thank you.
joining us. Have yourself
Thank
a
you.
great
Thank you. Thank
weekend,
you.
and I'll see you around, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I see some people in the comments saying that they really enjoyed that conversation and what we discussed. I see Fran Lu commenting. Now, Fran Lu was, being all hyped up yesterday, saying he was going to ask questions during the episode, and I didn't see a single question from you, bro. What happened, Squishy? What happened? Nah, but in all seriousness, thanks everyone for tuning in. If you guys did get to catch this live, I hope you watch it on replay. And it will be on replay on Spotify as well. And no matter where you're watching or listening to this podcast, hit that subscribe button, give us a follow, like this episode, leave a comment if you can. Leave a review on Spotify. That would really help me out a lot, and I would super appreciate it. Till then, we got more episodes coming up. I know, like I said, that we haven't done episodes the last few days as I was resting after my trip, but we got one on Sunday, Feb 23 for the Gilas game. We got one on Monday as well. If things go according to plan, new UE head coach Chris Gavina comes on the podcast to discuss his plans as the new leader of the Red Warriors. And then we got more exclusive stuff to follow after that. So don't go anywhere. Again, give us a follow, subscribe to the channel, and watch out for more episodes. Peace, everybody. Have a good weekend. Have a great Sunday tomorrow. God bless. Stay safe. Oh, and go Philippine team. Let's go beat New Zealand.